I have 4, 4, 4, and 4, and I'm now going to pick all of them up and I'm going to tie a knot so that they stay together. Make sure that you get the ends of the threads as close to each other as you can. You don't want to have all the ends down here and then one end down here and it doesn't get inside the knot. We are going to do a very simple overhand knot. If you have never tied an overhand knot before, what you're going to do is you're going to create a loop just like this. Okay, keep all four colors together. Then you're going to pick it up and you're going to swoop this under and through that hole. Make sure you've got all of the strands. You don't want one to not get inside the knot. And then you can start to tighten it, but don't pull it too tight because look, I want to make sure that I get those. Okay, so I'm just going to redo it, making sure that all of those strands, they all get in the knot. All right. So I'm going to create that loop, and then the end is going to go inside that hole, just like that. Make sure all of the ends are there, looking good, and you want it to be about 1 inch or so from the end, and then you can pull it tightly. Okay, I'm going to pull here, make it nice and tight. I like my ends to be straight across, so I'm just going to trim that up. And now I'm ready to set up my loom. To set up my loom, I am going to use this pattern. Notice that on either side of the 32, there's like a rectangular shape. Each of these shapes indicates a thread. So I will have 2 threads on either side of the 32. Okay, you'll notice that there is a slit on either side of the 32. You will put 1 thread in each of those slots. And then across from it, at 16, you're going to do the same color on either side. You'll do the 4 and the 20, the 8 and the 24, the 28 and the 12. You're going to organize these in the order in which you want that stripe to happen. Okay, now you may not have blue, yellow, black, and violet. You're just going to substitute those for the colors that you do have. Okay, so for instance, I'm going to start with mint. And the end is going to go inside that hole. Okay, and I put my left hand behind it, and I am going to hold that knot in the center with these 2 fingers. I'm going to take 1 thread of the mint, put it on the left side of the 32 and on the right side of the 32. I'm going to bring the mint across and do 1 mint on either side of the 16. Then I'm going to ask myself, when the stripe happens, what color do I want next to the mint? Then you're going to answer yourself. I'm going to go with the violet, and then I will do a violet, reading the pattern on either side of the 4 and on either side of the 20. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the next 2 colors at 8 and 24, and then at 12 and 28. Now that my loom is set up, I no longer need to look at this pattern, and I'm going to start to move the threads and rotate the loom. I am going to start right up here at the top, number 32. I'm going to pick up the one that's on the right, and I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to keep it on the right and insert it into that slot. Now I'm going to switch hands, and I'm going to use my left hand, and I'm going to pick up the thread that's on the left, and then I'm going to bring it up to the top, and I'm going to place it on the left. Then I'm going to rotate it. I'm going counterclockwise. Now I will do the purple. Right side down using my right hand, and I'm going to place it on the right. Now I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to use my left hand, and I'm going to pick up the left, bring it up, and keep it on the left. Then I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to do the same thing. Right hand, right side down, keep it on the right. Left hand, left side of the thread, bring it up, and I'm going to keep it on the left. And then I'm going to rotate. Right side down, left side up. Okay, and then I will continue. Now, as you're working, you need to pay attention to the threads that are hanging. You're going to have to use your hand and your fingers and kind of comb through those. You don't want to end up with a knot in places. You don't want to end up with a tangled mess. Okay? Now, here are some tips that are really going to help you out. Number one, if you need to set this down, it's going to be difficult to remember where you left off. So, you're going to use this small clip, okay? You're going to use that small clip and place it on the color that you know is next. Then you can set it down. Now, when you set it down, I recommend putting it inside that plastic bag. If a small child or an animal gets this, it's possible that they take a big bite out of it, and you don't want that to happen. And as you continue rotating and moving your threads, from here is where you're going to notice that stripe, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. You're going to continue making the kumihimo until these threads are too short to maneuver across. Once you have finished, you're going to release the other threads, and then you're going to have a long cord. You're going to tie a knot at the end and then trim that.